Hole number one is a crush of a par 4 to start out your day. You just have to blast one over the water here, land somewhere near this road, hopefully not in a pine tree.
Yeah, seriously.
And then you have this tight approach into the green, and it plays as like a peninsula with these walls being OB.
Yeah, so distance is the key here, but center distance is really what the players are wanting. It felt like they had a weird head to the right crosswind. As you can see, Ricky's kind of got bent over, but that looks like a pretty overstable driver.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, that's giant. That's well over 500. He was averaging a 4.45 this round.
And man, this drive from Rick, just having a pig into the green is a huge advantage.
That's not common whatsoever.
0.45 strokes over par today, so almost a half stroke over par.
The thing about Maple Hill that we're seeing just, day in, day out is the wind just continues to swirl out here. There's just so many little wind pockets on this course. And hole 2 is no different. Par 3, 350 feet, uphill, kind of shoots straight, funnels up to this green, OB all down the right side. And you think it would be just the opposite wind of hole 1, but it really wasn't.
Yeah, it almost feels like you have head... Wow, that's a great branch save there for Rick. But it feels like you have a headwind going both directions on these first 2 holes.
That's such a good putt from Rick. After seeing especially how Kev's putt got affected by that weird swirling wind, let's look at this again.
That's just dead center the whole way. Great nose angle. Make it so it doesn't get affected. And moving on to hole number 3. This is where the wood starts a little bit. We have this tricky flex shot where it's kind of tight with how this left tree is a little bit forward and the right tree is a little bit back, but you're trying to throw some sort of flex that then hooks up pretty good at the end. Trying to get just anywhere in circle 2 on this hole is pretty impressive.
I was watching Paul McBeth play this hole, and he was actually opting for a straighter disc and throwing it more nose up rather than with wing angle.
Yep. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to shape it as much as the hole makes you think you do. That needs to sit down.
Oh, no.
Come on.
Ricky going for a spin jump putt on that one. Definitely trying to save par there. Distance, shot shaping, uphill, tough green. After a long uphill driver shot, we're going to move to a tight downhill putter shot. Hole number 4, 250 feet, par 3. We do have the walls in the background, the sponsorship walls, so it does make the hole a little easier, but still a hole that seems to trip players up every single year.
That you can actually get kind of an Annie skip and filter into circle 1.
And Rick's pig slides right up into a park job. Tap-in birdie for Kev, and then we have 2 more closer tap-ins. That's going to be a star birdie.
Yeah, great one to get.
Hole number 5, 285 feet, par 3. Again, not really a fairway here.
Yeah, this one, you're pretty much playing over the water the whole entire way. You're asking for it to get up. Oh, and that's perfect.
It definitely got up. That was perfect shot.
It looked to be some sort of slower disc.
Yeah, I'm guessing pig yet again. Look at how tight that landing zone is that he landed that shot. Going to be another bogey for Kevin.
Not what you want, especially heading into this next hole. Hole number 6 is a downhill 375-foot right finishing par 3. So tricky. I think it plays as the hardest hole on the course.
Yeah, I believe this was for a par 3. It was averaging 0.77 strokes over par this round. So even a 3 on the hole feels like a birdie. There's this right gap that the drone is flying through that almost feels like a suck.
And just a little bit of a late release there from Terry, straight out of bounds. And that's some sort of straighter disc from Rick beforehand.
That also kicks out of bounds.
Oh, and Rick has a tricky stance. Great putt there. Moving on to hole number 7. Again, we have a slightly uphill hole. This one playing 370 feet, but playing a little bit longer than that, actually. It's just a dead straight tunnel shot this whole way with a little finish left will leave you a great putt.
Yeah, a lot of times a good shot will give you a circle 2 look on this hole. That looked like a very fast driver, but he is going to be a little short.
And that just needs to keep breaking left.
Oh, so close.
That last tree.
Carry to about 20. Oh my gosh. We're going to move into infamous hole number 8. I think we've said it before in the first round. One of the most fun ace run holes on tour.
Yeah, it's with the basket being placed so close to the water, you almost have to ace run it and then just take the comeback putt that you get. That's that same disc that Rick threw back on hole number 5. Gonna be edge of circle. Oh,
That looked low right out of Rick's hand. We move on to hole number 9, one of the more weirdly shaped par 4s that we play all year. We have this very uphill, tight turnover down the hill, down to this island green. I've only seen the island get made one time in a practice round. A lot of players are opting for some sort of flippy mid-range, trying to pop it down the hill.
yeah, this is really just gets to the end of the flight where, as opposed to a regular forehand or backhand, will still want to be nose up at that point.
Ricky just going slow disc flick.
And gets a nice little slide.
Just laying up.
That's a pretty good luxury, just being able to jump putt on the green.
It shares wind with 14, and there was some weird swirling wind happening, as you could hear in the background. We move into a bit more of a scoreable section of the course here, especially for these long-distance bombers that we have on this card.
You see Ricky and Paul at the top, Andrew and Josh not far behind, but hole 10 is a severely uphill par 3 that only says 380 feet, but it plays much closer to 500 feet, actually.
Absolutely. It's so far uphill that if you're not throwing 70 miles an hour or faster, you have to shape the disc on some really specific hyzer flip line.
Rick as well definitely has the power. He's to miss that.
And the thing with Ricky that's interesting about this hole, Ricky's type of hyzer he likes to throw is a stall hyzer. Close.
So uphill. And Rick, after getting through a lot of the trees, converts on a birdie.
That's an awesome 45-foot uphill putt from Ricky. Stand still, straddle. Not too many people are doing that.
Hole number 11, very similar to hole number 1. You're trying to just get a big drive, but again, placement is pretty important. Notice the left side has a lot more trees. If you can land center cut or on the right side, you're going to have less trees to contend with. And then again, we have a tighter gap moving up to the green, just finishing slightly left on this. Actually throw a shot.
And Kevin actually bombs his drive.
Rick with the same disc he threw on hole 1.
Ooh, and that kind of dropped pretty quickly out of the sky, but still has some distance. Hopefully he got past that big tree right there. One look at birdie.
Here, Rick talking to his disc.
Yeah, I think he was begging for it to not hit any trees. And great birdie there from Rick. Hole 12, par 4, 650 feet. Righties have a little tougher time than the lefties here. Got to bomb a huge flex shot, challenging an uphill sloping fairway over all these trees. It's kind of a blind shot you have to really trust. Once you get to the top of the hill, you're shooting down to this very protected green. And the amount of elevation that we have to deal with, yeah, you could be 20 feet left of where you want to be and have a completely different shot. This one looks pretty good out of the hand from Rick. That might come back way far down there.
And Rick's really been leaning on this disc heavy.
Wow! Getting down that
Great
hill is a
drive.
smash.
Yep. Possibly a long jump putt if he wants it.
And that's Ricky's drive. He's jump putting his approach.
Wow, that's...
What a luxury.
Yeah.
That was such a big flex line off the tee from Rick.
Rick for 4 in a row.
Hole number 13, 405-foot par 3, downhill the whole way. Whatever disc you think you can get down there is what you should throw.
Yeah, I mean, players generally pick anywhere from fairway driver to putter, but the understable flight is generally what people are going to be choosing just to have that straight finish at the end.
Exactly.
And Rick actually going for the big hyzer.
I don't even think our catch cam was expecting this.
And comes in a little bit short. Looked like he sawed it off a little bit right out of his hand. Not quite the width he wanted.
And Rick should have a little 15, 20-footer for the par. Ricky taps in that one. Here we are, Tristan. The hardest lefty hole in the whole world.
Yeah, hole number 14 is kind of opposite of some holes that we played earlier. Just with water carry the whole way on the right side. You're now finishing left. And man, that left side gets away from you quick. You really have to be landing the disc soft on this green.
And it looks like he threw this softly. That was incredible.
Wow.
That was one of the best shots I've... What? Over par. Partially because of just how unpredictable the wind was coming off this lake. We saw Terry's...
Moving on to hole number 15. Back to the woods. We have a dead straight tunnel. You can see the basket the whole way. Mid, putter, fairway driver, anything you want that you just feel like you can go dead straight. Maybe a touch finish left.
Yeah, you can go straight. There are some players that like throwing a little anti-flex. And I'm wondering if Rick was trying to do that with how flat of a thrower he is. Just kick something on the right side. His elbow injury actually is. I saw him in round 1. Oh my gosh!
Huge putt from Rick.
That brings him to 8 under par.
Man, he's just on a scorcher right now.
Look at that trajectory. That's 35 feet, 40 feet.
Huge putt.
Hole number 16, par 3, 530 feet. One of the tougher birdies to get on this course. You have 2 gaps to go for. There is a safe route on the right side, or you can go straight at the basket through the gap that the drone is flying. Having to control a distance or fairway driver that straight for that long is very challenging.
Yeah, especially with the downhill, and this hole can be tricky with a little left to right wind sometimes coming off the pond over on the left side of the fairway.
Ricky was so close to getting through that and getting to the green. He's still going to be outside circle 2.
Rick also jumping it.
And he's going to stick there. He'll have a nice tap in 3.
Terry waving to all the fans.
All the 1 fans. Pretty clean hole there for our players. And we move into number 17. One of the few true eagleable par 4s that we get to play out here.
Yeah, big ante shot off the tee. If you can get the slight flex and if you have enough power, you can get down this tunnel that we're about to fly into and leave yourself some sort of look. Not many players quite have the power to do it, but there are some in the field who will have the opportunity.
Absolutely, and of course we're going to elevate this pin as well to make it even tougher.
And the way Rick's been thrown today,
if that drifts a little bit more...
Just didn't quite have the anhyzer out of his hand. And
it's actually not bad.
Good tree to keep him out of the woods. But fade, thought it might have been getting away from him there for a second.
Little skip shot from Ricky. That's got to sit down.
That should be fine.
25 feet. Hasn't been able to find a rhythm with that putting stroke.
Good bird from Rick.
Especially going into this hole here.
Yeah, hole number 18, very uphill, par 4. And we have this little wall almost right off the tee pad, so you do have to get your drive in the air right away. And then after you place your drive perfectly, you now have a very tricky approach into this green. Just one of the more signature greens we play.
Yeah, you have to definitely make a committed decision to go for the birdie. As Rick,
Little kick, but that should be
yeah,
fine there.
that's a decent position. And Rick didn't think he was far enough up. He's going to lay up and potentially have a little throw-in opportunity for birdie. That's probably a huge relief for him.
Yeah, that's really what he needed with how this round. Wow! Ricky, -9, jumping into first place, taking the lead.
There you have it, folks. Maple Hill has teeth. That's all we have to say.
Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe to Gatekeeper Media.
We are here with tournament leader after round 2, Ricky Wysocki. Ricky, you tied the hot score of the event with 9 down today. Tell us how you did it.
I just played smooth. I think I had 2 bogeys, a lot of birdies out there. I cleaned up hole 8 was the #1 hole that I wanted to clean up. Saved 3 strokes on that hole, and that's when I shot 6 down yesterday and turned it to 9 down today after having a par on that hole. So I was happy with how I improved.
Yeah, the one thing that was the same was that you got massively hot after hole 8. You went, let's see, 7, 8 out of the next 10 holes. What is it about the back 9 that is just letting you catch fire?
I think it's just me knowing that I have to, that's where a lot of the scoring can happen. And I feel like I've got those holes dialed in. The front 9, it's more of just kind of keep pace. Don't really take too many big numbers. And I got 2 bogeys in the front, and that's going to happen out here. So I think I have confidence in those holes, and I think that's going to carry over into tomorrow.
Yeah, and speaking of tomorrow, you're going to enter tomorrow with, it looks like, potentially a 4-stroke lead, at least 3 strokes. Were you aware that you were so far ahead? And what do you think about that lead on Sunday?
Yeah, I actually had no idea. I was just, I was just playing my game plan. I feel like I can be pretty consistent out here and shoot, 9 under is a score that I can repeat. And I think if I do, obviously I can win the tournament. But I didn't know actually that I was in the lead by that many. But I think it wouldn't have changed my play on 18. I still would have laid up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy overall.
So you're looking for the same type of round tomorrow. What's your confidence level that you're going to be able to get that done?
I'm really high. I'm playing with a high level of confidence right now. That's when I play my best, and I think there's even room for me to prove. Like you said, on the front 9, I think I've only been 1 or 2 under, and I think I can prove there. And I think the back 9 is where I really do my damage.
Awesome. Ricky Wysocki, 9 down. Thanks for your time, Rick, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.